Hey, I'm Katie Kaiser, your everyday average mom who's a busy professional. And I'm here on YouTube, not totally sure what I'm doing exactly, but I'm going to try and learn it. And I feel like I just have a lot of things to say, and this is a place to say them. Again, my name's Katie, and today I wanted to just share with you exactly how I lost 70 pounds and how I've kept it off for the last 4.5 years, and tell you that there are really easy things that you can also do. So I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit. If you don't know who I am, I, in 2015, got pregnant for the first time, and we lost the baby 6.5 weeks later. And I was depressed. I was defeated. I cried all the time. And it was a really, really dark place for me. It was over like November, December timeframe of 2015. And so, of course, it was holiday season, and I just ate and drank every single thing in sight because I was so depressed. And I gained about 20 pounds over that holiday season, as anybody might if they were going through something similar. And then in January, we got pregnant with our now son, Eli. It was, a healthy pregnancy, but I was on bed rest for fear of losing this baby too. And I had placenta previa. Anyway, I was on bed rest for the entire thing. And I was coming off of a very active lifestyle, competing in CrossFit, playing soccer consistently. And now all of a sudden I've gained 20 pounds over the holiday season from being depressed. And then I'm pregnant again and I'm happy, but it's like this Red Bull vodka thing. I'm like high and low and just like feeling excited about being pregnant, but feeling low about being on bed rest. And I, again, just kept eating everything. Thank goodness not drinking everything, but I continued to just gain weight in my pregnancy. And I fell trapped to the "you're pregnant, you can eat whatever you want" philosophy. That is not true. If you're anything like my journey, you've realized that. And by the time I gave birth, I was 188 pounds on a 5'2" frame, and I was 38% body fat. And it was just crushing. I was hit by a brick wall. Again, this like Red Bull vodka type of situation. I had this new baby, so cute, but I was struggling with undiagnosed postpartum depression because I lied to the doctor and said everything was fine when it really wasn't. Crying at home, yelling at my new baby, really dark thoughts going through, and ultimately could not look at myself in the mirror. Didn't even recognize who I saw because I was once smaller, but then all of a sudden was this new person, and it just was thrown for a loop. And so I did a few things that I think will really, really help you if you're anywhere like I am in your journey. Whether you have 10 pounds to lose, whether you have 70 plus pounds to lose, I think that all of these things are simple things that you can implement every single day and see huge change. And I really like to just believe in the philosophy. It came from James Clear. I can't quote it myself. 1% better every single day. It is actually one of my favorite books. You can get it on Amazon. It's called Atomic Habits, and it's by James Clear. 1% better every single day. If you just 1% better every single day, focus on the things that you need to do instead of fire hosing yourself with a ton of things to do, that you'll actually become successful. So what did I do 1% better every single day? I just focused on eating single ingredient foods 80% of the time, not 100% of the time, and just giving myself that freedom. Single ingredient foods are things like, for your proteins, ground beef, bison, chicken, pork, and you've got your legumes, you've got your lentils, things like that for your vegan options. Single ingredient foods for carbs would be like sweet potatoes and rice and quinoa. There are veggies, of course, and then I sprinkle on my plates and some healthy fats or like a scoop of nut butter or something. And all of those things, those single ingredients, I focused on just building healthy recipes around. If I did that 80% of the time and the other 20% of the time I had pizza, I gave myself grace for not needing to be perfect. And I also saw awesome change with the foods I was eating. My gut health was better. My mindset was better, mental clarity. And I just ultimately felt better. I could wake up and feel myself leaning out almost. So that was the first thing, was focusing on my nutrition. The second thing that I really focused on was I used to be someone who, flashback 16 years ago or so, I used to go to the gym, know that I needed to work out. Like it was something that I thought I needed to do. So I go to the gym and I would run on the treadmill, but I would put a towel over the time and the distance on the treadmill so that I wasn't tempted to look. And I would watch Friends on my probably like iPod. I don't even know what we had back in 16 years ago. I think I somehow watched Friends though, or read a magazine while I was trying to run. words going all over the place, but I would put a specific thing. I would put a towel over the treadmill so that I didn't see how far I was going, and I didn't see how long it had been. I'd be like, I can make it 5 minutes. I just know I can. And I'd like guess, am I at 5 minutes? And I'd lift the towel up and it'd be like 5 minutes and 2 seconds. I'd be like, score, I did it. It was just this like awful cycle. And instead of going back to that when I needed to lose weight, because I didn't have time to run hours in the gym, nor did my body feel like it could handle working out that hard, I just did basic strength training 3 days per week, 45 minutes or so. I started lifting dumbbells or a barbell, just doing progressive overload training, which is where you add more weight each week, and your sets can become more intense. Like maybe you start week 1 with 3 sets of dumbbell strict press like this, and then next week you do 4 sets, and the weight is maybe 2.5 pounds heavier on each side. Or, leg press, same thing, 3 sets. And then the next week doing 4 sets at it and then making your leg press just a little bit heavier. And I would do that for like 8 weeks. And then I'd pause for a week and I would just totally relax and not really work out at all, just walk more. And then the next week I would repeat it. And I would do that again for another 8 weeks. And then I'd take a break for a week just to deload. That deload actually, I found out, is what decreases that stress on your body and you actually burn more fat at that time. So I would just do that consistently, and I kept building muscle, which I found out later actually was boosting my metabolism, because the more muscle you have, the faster metabolism you have. So that was a really fun find for me. So first thing was that nutrition, and then the second thing I did was the fitness part. And then I just started walking more. I think I had a sedentary lifestyle when I was pregnant. I was probably walking 2,000, 2,500 steps per day. So I started walking 2,500 steps per day. And then I started working 3,000 steps per day the next week. And then the next week I was at 3,500 steps on average. And I just kept increasing it till I was more so like 10,000 steps per day. And if you live where I am or anywhere cold, it's hard to do that in the winter. So it was just laps around my house or walking up and down the stairs more, like making purposeful trips to like put stuff at the bottom of the stairs and only take one thing up. So the next time I came back down, I knew I had to go back up to take another thing up the stairs. Like I forced myself to do those stairs over and over. And then the last piece that I think was really, really important was getting my sleep on track, just because the more stress that you have on your body, the harder it is to burn fat. And I was really stressed from not sleeping all pregnancy and then with newborn. So the minute that I really focused on getting more sleep, that is where I finally was able to decrease that stress on my body. Because what happens when you don't get a lot of sleep and you wake up the next day, I don't know, like raise your hand if you've hit the timer on your alarm and you've like slept through it and you've tried to hit the timer again, the like wake up alarm. And then finally you get out of bed, but it's this rushing moment of I got to get all these things ready for the day. And then all of a sudden you like just don't have a second to breathe. You've barely even peed or brushed your teeth. That's been me. So in the morning, I make sure that I have a good morning routine to decrease stress, which is like 15 minutes in my devotional or in the Word. And, for you, it could be yoga. It could just be something really quiet, taking a walk for 10 minutes without your phone, and just like don't walk and be on TikTok at the same time. Just walk like quietly. And I would do that first thing in the morning. And then my bedtime routine, 30 minutes before bed, I would just really focus on not taking my phone into my bed. Like my charger can't reach my bed. So my phone has to be away. I have an actual alarm clock that like doesn't have an alarm on it, but just shows me the time. So if I need the time, I don't have to reach for my phone. That was really important for me, was to not even have access to my phone once I got in bed, not have TV in my room. And those were just like some other simple steps that I did for decreasing stress, but it also improved my sleep, which overall that stress out of my body was what boosted my metabolism finally and balanced my hormones. And then all of a sudden I was just like losing 2 pounds per week. I didn't even have to think about it. I just step on the scale and be like, oh, okay, another 2 pounds this week. Like it wasn't hard for me to do it because I was just giving myself some grace with nutrition, 80% of the time making good choices. I was lifting heavier each week and taking breaks where I needed to. If my body told me I needed to take a break, I did. And I was getting my sleep and stress in check. And honestly, I know I make it sound easy right now, but it wasn't really that hard. I just kind of, again, James cleared it with 1% better every single day. If you feel like you're in the same place that I'm at, you have 10 pounds to lose, you have 70 plus pounds to lose, whatever it is, you're looking in the mirror and you don't love who you see. If that's you, hit subscribe. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't even know how to turn off my text messages while YouTube is trying to record me. So I'm trying my best. But from one super busy, hectic mom and busy professional to another, you can do this. You've got this 1% better every single day, one step at a time, a little win each day. And I'll leave you with this. I think the biggest thing was I didn't wake up one day and say, I need to lose 70 pounds. I woke up and I said, I need to make a change, and this change has to last forever. And every day I just focused on making sure that my change that I was doing could last forever. And all of a sudden it was like 10 pounds this month, 10 pounds the next month. And it took me 14 months overall. Holidays happen, summer happens, things like that. But at that moment in time, like now it's been so long, I look back and I'm like, I don't even remember who she was. I know how I got out of that. I could go back to that depressing phase that I was in, but I'm so far removed from that. But I think it came from just every day my goal was to create lifelong sustainable habits, not I have to lose 70 pounds by X date. I had no idea how many pounds I was even capable of losing. And it didn't even come down to that. It was body fat percentage by the end of it. I lost 20% body fat, which was amazing. And I'm now 19% body fat, which is really huge. So I think that was a whole mindset shift for me too, not even stepping on the scale and really caring about it. So anyway, subscribe if you at all found this helpful. Share it with a friend, I don't know how that works, but go check out that book by James Clear on Amazon and read about atomic habits, how to just get 1% better every single day, because you can do it. Okay,